NGO working on addressing the lack of global understanding, both within the continent and off of it, when it comes to African history. Too few are familiar with Africa's vast, complex and varied backstory. And I'm joined now by Johanna Svanikier, who is the founder and CEO of HACSA. Johanna, thanks so much for joining me tonight. So, first of all, it's a pretty big statement to say that there's not enough significance being placed on African history. In what way would you describe that as being the problem, and what would the cost of that be in your opinion?
The symbol in the HACSA Foundation logo is the Sankofa bird, which means literally go back and get. And for us, learning from our past informs our future. When I was ambassador of Ghana to UNESCO, I realized that there were many people who didn't know, including, I have to say myself, that we had 28 forts and castles in Ghana registered and listed as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And I made it a very urgent ambition to make sure that people knew more about this and that the sites were labeled as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The HACSA Foundation has also done tours in partnership with Google Arts and Culture, virtual tours, which you can find on the Google Arts and Culture website, highlighting very important and significant sites to do with the transatlantic slave trade, colonialism, and the independence struggle. Ghana has come full circle from being the country where Europeans first arrived in search of gold, and subsequently the transatlantic slave trade developing, to being the first colonized country to be independent in Africa. And so Kwame Nkrumah and Ghana really initiated the liberation of Africa from colonialism. Martin Luther King was at our independence celebration and was inspired to go back home and fight for civil rights in the US. All this history needs to be told, and I think the progress of Africa is very much tied to the past experiences that Africa has had.
So how do you go about telling this history? I mean, and what do you focus on? I mean, it is an endless, enormous task. How do you package up what your goals are when it comes to trying to make the world, not just Africans, more familiar with the backstory of the continent?
Yes. So we put in the framework of the past, the present, and the future. And we try and create a bridge between our past and our future. So for us, one of our very important programs is Tech for Girls. And Tech for Girls, which I initiated when I was first at UNESCO, is a program where we teach young girls coding skills, which will change their lives really and give them those skills. As a 15-year-old, I came to England, and in sixth form, I was able to study computer science from a very pioneering lady. I did an O-level in computer science when I was in sixth form, and that I found changed my life because I embraced technology. I really enjoyed coding. Unfortunately, I didn't go on to study coding or computers. I studied law. However, I made sure that my family, my children, my husband, even my mother had computer skills, which they could use in a life-changing way. And I feel that this is something which can actually change and transform the future of Africa if we teach girls computer skills and to code.
Well, thank you so much, Johanna Svanikier, the founder of HACSA. Hopefully, I believe you've got a few events on the horizon, so we'll hopefully be able to follow just some of the impact that you're trying to create by bringing more audiences around the world to the forefront of Africa's history. Thank you so much.
We try and bring the diaspora together. So we have the HACSA Summit going on in New York City at Columbia University on the 9th of October. And everyone is welcome to join us. www.thehacsa.org. You can register for the conference.